Welcome to this lecture video. So this is the continuation of our discussion on sensitivity report. So in our previous video, we were able to generate the sensitivity report. So in this video, our purpose is to analyze or rather to interpret the meaning of the values generated in the sensitivity report. So just to have a background of the problem that we solved using sensitivity analysis, we were able to identify the number of gowns that will be produced using design A and design B, provided of course that there are available materials, the materials available for cotton, for silk, and for wool, and the price, or rather the profit that we will gain in selling the design A and design B. So we identified, or we were able to compute, that the number of design A that we will produce is 4, and the design or the number of gowns using design B is 3, to come up with a maximum profit of 9,600. Now going to the sensitivity report result. So here is the sensitivity report. So let us consider the first table. We have here the final value, and we understand what the final value means because it's already been explained that the number 4 here indicate that we will be producing 4 gowns using design A and 3 gowns using design B. So that is 4 and 3. So the reduced cost is 0. So the objective function, or rather coefficient, is presenting the amount or the profit that we were able to identify in the problem. So if we will be, of course, selling 4 gowns, we will gain a profit of 1,200 multiplied by 4. So this is the profit per gown for design A and the profit for design B. And aside from the objective coefficient and final value that we are already familiar with, we also have here another terms like allowable increased and allowable decreased. So we have the last 2 columns, allowable increased and allowable decreased. So this means that we can actually, if we compute that, we have the original price or profit, which is 1,200 plus 1,200. So we can have a profit of 2,400, maximum profit of 2,400. And if we deduct 400, so it is 800. So it means that in producing a design A, we can actually have profit that ranges from 800 to 2,400. While for design B, the acceptable or allowable increase is also provided that we can increase this by 800 or we can decrease it by 800. So this is also the accepted or allowable decrease. So 1,600 less 800. So as you can see, it is from 800 to 2,400 pesos. Now moving to the second table, we have here the table that shows, of course, the constraints, or the final value here corresponds to the number of cotton that used in producing 4 design A and 3 gowns using design B. So 20 for silk and 4 square meters for wool. The second one is a shadow price. This also indicates that in every time we increased or decreased the number of cotton, the number of square meter that we used, it means that there is an increase of 200 pesos or a decrease of 200 pesos. The same with the silk. So this is also the increase and decrease if we increase or decrease the number of cotton, silk, and wool that will be used. So this is in square meter. So the constraint RH side, we are again familiar with this because these are the available resources. So as indicated in the table, we have 18 cotton, 18 square meters of silks, and 5 square meter of wool. If we compare the final value with if we compare the final value with our constraints, we can see here that we were able to use all the cotton, all the silk, it's 2020, but we only use 4 wool out of 5 wool available. And the allowable increase is 2, allowable decrease is 8 for cotton, which means if we increased until 2, so we have 20, and if we decreased until 8, that is 10. So this is the minimum and the maximum cotton, but it also means that in every increase, then there is an increase of 200 pesos per cotton. Or if we decrease it, then it means that there will be a decrease of 200. So the same with our next row. If this is the 300 pesos shadow price, so this means that in every increase that we're going to make for the silk, there will be an increase of 300 pesos. So if we have, of course, an increase of 2, then it means there is an increase of 400 pesos shadow price. And if we decrease it, it will also be decreasing by 200 pesos. So this is only the range, the range in decrease and increase. If we go beyond that or below that, then below that range, 10 to 20, the shadow price does not apply anymore. So that is what it means by shadow price. So for every increase, there is an increase of 200 pesos. For every decrease in cotton, there is also a decrease of 200 pesos. For every increase in silk, there is an increase of shadow price of 300 pesos. And for every unit decrease, there is also a decrease of 300 pesos. Now we have here 1E plus 30. So it means that we can increase our wool as many as we want, and it will not affect now the profit. The same with our allowable decreased. So there is only one allowable decrease. So we can only decrease it by 1, and the shadow, so that the shadow price, or rather the profit, will not be affected because it's of course 0 shadow price. But again, if we go beyond that, this shadow price will not apply anymore. So as mentioned, the shadow price indicates the increase in each increase or in each decrease that we're going to make for cotton, silk, or wool. Okay, so this is all for this video. Thank you for watching.